All right, guys, this is Mark Blanton from the Real South Africa. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video. It's going to be absolutely amazing.
Hello, everyone. It is Dr. Latasha Blanton and Mark Blanton from the Real South Africa Travel and Tourism. If this is your first time watching us, please know we are a luxury travel and tourism brand based out of America, but currently living in Johannesburg, South Africa for the past 7 years. Today, we're going to have a conversation with a gentleman that visited South Africa with the Real South Africa some time ago, and he brought his brother and sister, but they won't be on today. And I think Mark has something that he would like to say.
Yeah, like I said, I'm Mark Blanton. I'm the owner of the Real South Africa Travel and Tourism. And so what we're trying to do is, we've been capturing people coming, but then we never find out what happened to them once they leave.
Yeah.
So we reached out to a select group of people, and we was like, hey, let's find out what happened with them, once they returned back to the greatest country in the world. I know everybody knows that. If it's on your test, it's marked USA. I'm just playing. But anyway, I don't know. Anyway, let's see. So that's what we've been doing. But we've been doing very well here in South Africa. The weather's been great. We had a lot of rain for a little while, and then it turned nice and warm. I think today was like 90 degrees Fahrenheit, which is probably like about 33 in Celsius. And I'm starting to pick up on that Celsius thing. And so that's what's been going on here. Life is good. We definitely had several tourists to come to South Africa to have, the amazing experiences that they've been having here in South Africa. Most of the time, they're getting an awakening.
Yeah.
Of okay, I thought it was this, I thought it was that, and a lot of them were like, it was on my bucket list, and various things. But then ultimately they come. So what we're going to do now is bring on a gentleman who was here with us, several months ago, but now he's here with us, and there we are. There he is.
Hey, how you doing?
How are you guys?
We're good. Tell them who you are. What's up? Tell them who you are so they can get to know you a little bit out there.
My name is Wayne Wheeler, and I'm living in the DC area. Worked for a educational association for a number of decades, and I'm getting up there and looking for other places to call home. And so I decided to visit South Africa after doing a lot of research. And my initial plans to visit sort of fell through a little bit, and so I reached out to the two of you because I've seen a lot of your YouTubes, and the way you came across as just regular people. You also, I understand, from the DC area before you moved there. Looked at videos with your sister coming over, and she's also from the DC area.
Yeah,
and the folks who were on just seemed like me. And so I thought, oh, well, let me really research it. And so I was researching it a lot. And I said, it wasn't at the top of my list for other places to call home. Sure. But after doing research and just doing more research, it just came up to the top of the list. So I had to come and see it in person. Yeah.
Okay. So you saw it for yourself.
Yes.
It matters. And it matters.
Absolutely. It matters.
So how long have you been back now? Because you celebrated your birthday here, right?
No, actually, my birthday is in September, and we visited in October.
Okay, so it was after your birthday.
Mm-hmm,
so
after.
So you haven't been gone that many months, but how has the visit changed you, if it changed you at all?
Well, I haven't been gone for many months yet, but it feels like I've been gone for an eternity. I actually wanted to come back with a friend who's like a travel partner of mine. Sure. And back in December. Now, we were there in October. I wanted to come back in December. And when those plans fell through, I just felt betrayed. I was just like, oh, and that's when I think you started posting things about your real estate tour and how warm it was there. And it was just getting colder and colder here.
He was like, nah, damn
Right.
you, Mark.
Right. And actually, I before visiting and setting up, when I was setting up the tour with you guys, I was hoping that my expectation wasn't too high. I know you have videos where people are saying, oh, you know, their expectations were really low. They thought South Africa was, you know, something totally different. Mine was the opposite direction. And so I was trying to bring it down a little bit before, because I had done so much research and saw so many of your videos. And so I was trying to bring it down to more realistic. It's like, whatever, you know, just accept however it is. And it was just, I was just blown away. It was just fantastic. I loved it. My siblings loved it. That's all we could talk. We're still talking about it. That's all we can talk about. Yeah. So, and I reached out to a visa company to look at my options, what the options were, just to see what my options are. Yeah. So I did that too.
What's the plan? Are you like 5 years and under? Are you looking at okay? Yes, okay.
It was going to be months, but but I was convinced not to do that. Be more reasonable. And
so you had a good experience.
So I had a great experience. You guys, and first of all, I meant to tell you this when I was there. I don't know if I did or not, but I just think that your service, the service that you are providing, is just so phenomenal and everything. Not to say that everything's going to be perfect or go perfectly, because it didn't go during my trip, but it was just, it was, what you did do was just incredible. There was, I didn't really have to worry about anything. You know, you all had everything in place. The people that you put me in touch with, I could talk to, because I like to sort of explore the culture and everything, and talk to the people while I'm there. And the drivers were great. I could talk to them. There was one driver that our first driver was pretty much like a docent for all the museums that we went to. He was just so knowledgeable. And the places were great. Also, the person who was my lead contact on your side, she was really great. You know, I reached out and I said, I want to go to a sky bar, because I had visited Thailand, and the sky bars there were great. And I was like, oh, I want to add that experience to my visit to South Africa. And she gave us a great recommendation. It was fantastic. I think I sent you the I sent you the pictures for that. It was great.
No, you
with
didn't.
me. My siblings. No. Well, I'll resend it to you then.
I might resend the picture, because I keep everything, and I don't remember that one.
Yeah, we were at the I think it was the Michael D'Angelo Hotel or something.
Okay.
They have a sky bar. I think that's the name of it. I did that. I went to the botanical garden on my own because I researched that. I wanted to see.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
You did a lot of walking too.
I did a lot of walking. As soon as I got off the plane, I dumped my bags and I took a walk, because the place that you put us in was close to not the downtown area, not the CBD, but the near Mandela Square. And people were sort of getting off of work and everything, and I got to walk around and see the people just going about, and you know, they were not like here, where here you go by and they're just like, you know, they don't see you, or you say hello and it's like,
what are you talking to me for?
Yeah, so I was just walking by, and I was in my DC mode, and people were saying, how's it, you know, stuff like that. Saying hello. Kids coming from school, just very pleasant, very busy. You know, I'm a city guy, so it was, I'm used to that. It was very busy, very, I guess, rush hour time of the day.
Yeah.
And I just love that. And so I walked around I just got off the plane now, and I walked around for about like an hour or so, just to take in the, you're laughing.
No, because we had it designed so that you would have like some downtime.
Of course,
We're
you need
like
that.
we're like checking on you, and you're like, no, I've already been out. I've done this. I've done that. I'm like, is this guy? He's gonna crash as soon as he like. But you were like this the whole time.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that when I'm on a plane, especially the long plane flights, I sleep. I'm just like, I'm just knocked out. I think it's the hum of the plane and the vibration or something. And I'm just knocked out. So whenever I get to where I'm going, I'm ready to go. I remember I was leading a delegation to China, and it was my first time flying to China. People saying, oh, I was supposed to meet with the Department of State once I got there.
Yeah.
And people were saying, "Oh, you're gonna crash," and stuff like that. But I was fine. I got off. Had my meeting with the Department of State. A friend of a friend came by and said, "Oh, you wanna, want me to take you around Beijing while you're here?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "You sure?" And we were out until like 11:30 their time, and I was fine. So when I got off the plane, South Africa, I was ready to go. I wanted to see everything I could see.
You were rolling. You were absolutely rolling. I was impressed. I
loved it. Yeah, I loved it. I really did. And while I was there, I met a group of expats, and we had a lunch. We got invited to two houses, to two couples. They invited us to their house. In two different places, they were both in gated communities. They were beautiful, beautiful houses. They shared a lot of information about costs and healthcare and just a lot of things with us. It was great. And then your person, I had on my list things that I wanted to bring back as souvenirs and experience. And I could not find this wine. I had this wine on my list. I couldn't find it anywhere. Me and my sister, once she came back, because she had some downtime she had to take, we went out to the liquor stores and grocery stores, and I couldn't find it anywhere. And so I was a little frustrated. And I just happened to mention that too in the chat. That you all set up the app that you have. By the way, you have this app. It's really great. You set it up for the tour. Before we come, it has the itinerary on there so you don't lose it. It also, you get to connect through it. It's really great. And so I just happened to mention it in the chat feature. And your person came back and said, "Oh, I know that. I know the head of that winery, and he's actually in Johannesburg. And let me see if he has any wines on reserve that, what do you want? Let's see if he has it and, is willing to." And so she connected us, and he actually brought it himself to the hotel. We met, we took pictures together. There you go. Because I had read about him. I had read about his winery. He was written up as the only wholly owned Black winery in the country. Yeah. And it told about his story, how he just moved up. He wasn't born from wealth or anything. He's self-made, and it was just really impressive. And we met, and he was such a nice, just regular guy. He invited me to the Western Cape next time I'm in South Africa. He said he would put me up on the farm. And so everyone was just so nice. And the hotel staff, they were really great and fantastic. We just had a fantastic time.
You didn't mention the food at all, Wayne. Did you have trouble with
it? It must not have been good.
Was it terrible?
It's horrible.
The food was great there. The food was great. And actually, when I got back, I had to adjust once I came back, because and I was when I came back, I had to go grocery shopping. I was a little down about going grocery shopping because I said it's like dumpster diving, high price dumpster diving here, because because everything there is fresh and just the fruits and the
I'm still laughing. Oh,
yeah, but and I'm in a nice area here in DC. There's a Whole Foods around the corner from me, Trader Joe's up the street. But I was just like, oh God, it's like I gotta do this here. And it was just like, because I felt, I'm not gonna get the quality that I had there in South Africa, and I'm gonna pay a price for it too.
Yeah,
and so it's like high price dumpster diving, I called it.
That is like forever etched in my brain now. That is hilarious.
It's the truth. Yeah.
So you said you've been chatting to yourself and your family members who came and anybody who would listen about South Africa. What are you telling them? What are you telling them?
That is really fantastic. And actually my sister, one of her friends, they just happened to be talking, and she was like, oh yeah, I really wanted to visit, but I'm not sure. And so she might be hitting you up. But she told everyone about you guys. And so and it's really kind of funny because my siblings, they didn't arrive on the same day that I arrived. I'm in a different city in the US than they are. So they arrived a day later than I did. And their luggage didn't arrive. And so, that kind of stuff, because their luggage didn't arrive, they missed the driver that you all kindly set up for them. And so it was, it didn't start out, it started out a little hectic for them, but they loved it. They came back, they couldn't stop talking about it because everything was just so great and fantastic. Food wise, the food was, it didn't cost an arm and a leg. It was very enjoyable. The restaurants we went to was fantastic. Oh, the one in Soweto was like the best one. That's number one of our list.
You love that. You love that restaurant.
We wanted to stay there all day. We
went on the weekend and it was vibing.
It was fantastic. Yeah. And we met the owner of the restaurant and her chef. We took pictures with them. Yeah, everyone was just nice and just regular people. They were just nice. Yeah.
That's good stuff.
So how would you compare? Like, I mean, obviously you said you traveled South Africa to some of the other leisure locations you've been to.
Well, most of the places I've been to were for work, and so I've been to China, Thailand, Korea, stopover in Japan, India. India was nice. The hotel was like fantastic there, but the food is stay away from the food there. I would recommend. Indonesia. My experience in Indonesia was very nice. Mexico, Canada, of course, Europe. And my first trip on the continent was in Ghana with me and my sister. An undersecretary of state who was retired was leading this delegation. And so she took us through and had docents lined up for us and everything where we could learn about all the different cultures that came together. And we started out in Accra and traveled all the way up to, oh man, my mind is gone now. Kumasi.
Okay.
Is it Kumasi? That was my first trip. That was my first trip to the continent. And I thought that was nice. That was nice, and the food was nice. But this one was different because the food that you all had there was like the same as the food here, except better. And that was the one thing I didn't expect. I expected that I would get, more exotic kind of fruits, like when I went to Indonesia or India or something like that. But it was like, it was just like here, pretty much. It was just nicer. And talk about the food. One thing I noticed about the food is that it was only like about a day or two that we were there, and I was going through my apartment room that you set up for me, and I was passing the bathroom mirror, and I was like, I know I haven't lost weight here, and I think it was just because I wasn't bloated. I was,
Wow.
there's like a feeling of being bloated, and looks like being bloated here in the U.S. And I think that's just because of the food.
Mm.
But I did notice that it was like I could physically tell the difference. Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah,
That's crazy. I don't
yeah.
think anyone ever said they could physically like tell, but they always say they can feel it. And
Yeah.
it's so for you to feel it and see it, that's crazy. So since you've been back, I mean, like how have you been? How have you been?
At first, I think I was a little bit depressed. I
Yeah,
was asking myself, why am I here? Why am I still here? But then I think I'm back in the throw of things right now, and just going back to my plan, my financial plan that I initially had for moving forward and being able to move abroad. I have your book, your PDF that you have about the steps to take, and so looking at that and trying not to move too fast, and just take my time. May have to step up a little quicker depending on
That's
what's
okay.
going on here, but
That's okay.
take those steps.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but hopefully looking to come back at least once this year.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
I'm
did,
sure.
yeah, and doing my research, I did promise to also take in and visit Kenya as a possibility,
Okay.
Nairobi in particular.
You thinking of hopping over? Like leave here and go there kind of thing?
Well, actually, I thought to just have a trip to Kenya, try to
Okay.
get this experience to Kenya, and then later in the year, or come to South Africa, or reverse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 2 trips this year, hopefully. Yeah.
Yeah, come when it's warm. When it's freezing in the U.S., it's very nice on this end. Very nice.
Yeah, rub it in. Yeah, thank you.
It's so nice. It is so nice. I had to go out there and cut my pool off today. I was like, let me cut the pool down. It's too hot. I just playing.
Yeah. And you talk about the weather. I was checking out the weather before we came. We came in October.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was like the end of your winter, going, like your springtime.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really nice. The weather was really nice. Me and my brother both packed our linen shirts and stuff,
Oh, yeah.
for the weather and everything. And it was perfect. It was perfect. There were some chilly times, but it was usually like in the morning a little bit before the sun really came up and everything. But it was perfect even then. And on one of the safaris she took us on, it was actually hot on that safari. So that was just in the springtime. It was,
Yeah. You
nice
guys
warm
went to
weather.
another province too, so that makes a difference too. You guys were in Northwest, so you went up. So that makes a difference as well.
Ah, okay. Yeah, it's a lot to learn. I got a lot to learn. Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, and that's the good part. Like I said, you're starting your journey now. You'll come back, and unfortunately, I hate to keep telling you, you're going to come back again. You're going to get the itch. You're going to mess around, look online. There's going to be a cheap ticket somewhere. You're going to say,
I've already done that. I've been tracking the cheap ticket.
That works.
I have been tracking it. Yes, I have.
A cheap ticket to come out, you'll be like, you know what?
Yeah, and when we first got our tickets and we got back, me and my brother were the same, because we were able to get some really affordable tickets going there. They were like less than $1,000 to get there.
Yeah, you did good.
Yeah, you did
And
great.
so we were saying, oh wow, we could even come over here like on an extended weekend. we could just get over to South Africa for the weekend and come back.
Hey, I tell you what, 100 years ago, a lot of years ago, when I used to come, I was in the DC Metro, and we used to take there was a flight out of Dallas, and it used to leave at like every day at like 10 o'clock or 10:30 at night, and sometimes the average the price was like $800 and some dollars. It fluctuated between 800 and 900 every time. But every once in a while, and it was pretty
Yeah.
frequent, it would drop down to like $608 or something like that.
Wow.
I know, right? And I was like,
Time to take
tax.
off.
Right? That's what he would
It
do.
was well worth it. I'm like, I'm going. I ain't nowhere in the world.
He's like, I'm leaving Thursday.
Yep.
I'm like, it's Tuesday. Yeah, take it to the airport.
I was watching it. I was literally, because you watch it when you want to go, and it would be like 900, 880, 870, 906, and then boom, 604.
I'll take it.
I'm out. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen anything go that low yet here.
Yeah. But this was a long time ago. This was like 2012,
11, 12.
8. Yeah, something like not 8, but yeah, 12.
And
13.
unfortunately, I heard that during COVID, during the pandemic, that South African Airlines is no longer operating.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And so the only direct flight from my area of the country is the United, and it goes to
United.
town.
Yeah. Was that 188?
Yep, UA 188, or you can go to Atlanta and get on DL 200.
Yeah.
That's to Joburg. DL 210 will take you to Cape Town.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we bring a lot of people to South Africa, so we see the same. We know what time you're landing. We know what time you need. We see this often. Like the couples that just left out today or yesterday. Yesterday they left out going back to Atlanta. So
well, you two are definitely the ones with the info. And I greatly appreciate it because, I'm looking around, I was looking all over the continent, checked out different places for possibilities for moving abroad when I move. And there's like an association in like Rwanda, but I haven't found anything like you guys in these other places. I just haven't found anything like that where right now it's a crazy time of the year for me, and so I can't really plan my next trip out. And so that was the same thing when I reached out to you guys, and it was just great to just have you take care of it. You just took care of all the details and everything, because usually when I travel with my travel buddy, we split things up, and they do planning for one thing, I do planning for another aspect of the trip, and then we come together, compare notes, and then move. But you guys took care of everything. I didn't have to take care of I didn't have to really think of anything except get my plane and get there at the appointed time. And talk about the appointed time. I asked Dr. Blanton what time I should arrive, what time to come to as my first trip. I'm going to have a good experience, my first trip to South Africa. She told me October, and also recommended the 10-day tour. Yeah. And I got my plane, and it turned out that when we looked at it, it was 11 days. But you guys took care of that too. You guys took care of that. And I don't know what exactly you did, because I didn't look back or anything, because I just loved what you did do for us. But yeah, I greatly appreciated that. That was just throwing curveballs, but you were just catching them and just rolling with it.
It's funny. A lot of people don't realize, and unfortunately, even when we tell them, they almost don't believe it, is that, like I said, we live here, and we have a lot of resources. We meet with these people all the time. We talk to them all the time. We constantly have guests at the various locations throughout the country. And then, of course, we go to the big travel meets that they have in the country. And so they know us when we come in. If we don't show up at these big ones, they're like, oh, where's Mark and Tasha from the Real South Africa? Because we got questions. We want to talk with them. We want to have a confab. They don't really have a big, what's the word? From the U.S. There's nobody coming in from the U.S. talking about the U.S. market. So as far as they're concerned, we're the U.S. market, and so when they want to know stuff, they come to us and so forth.
But we're also the only ones, when you start talking about the U.S. market, that caters to the diaspora, number one, and number two, showcases, lifestyles and opportunities and possibilities here in South Africa, versus just trying to sell safari, which we also do. But for people that look like me and you, there are other things that we want them to see when they're here in the country.
Exactly. So
and talk about safaris. I was like, I'm not really interested in safaris. They were like, oh yeah, I don't know. But yeah, we really did. We love the safari. just like you said, we love the safaris.
I hate to be the bad guy. Sometimes I don't force people, but I'm sure it feels like it, because I'm like, no, you're going, and honestly, at the end, they're like, thank you for having us go on a safari.
You just gotta experience it.
Yeah, you just gotta go. I mean, I used to never go. It was a time.
Yeah.
And then I went on my first one. I'm like, man, this is nice.
This is great.
And then somebody
I can tell you all love it, because there have been so many videos that you post when you look on a safari.
Don't judge me, Wayne. Don't judge me.
I think I'm due for another one.
No, it's time.
Yeah, it's been a little while, but I just like getting out there. If you feel free for a little while, you feel free, you feel good. I think I haven't been since November.
I know.
Yeah, it's time. I'm scheduling something.
Yeah, but the giraffes, the lions, the elephants, and the person who because we went to like two safaris. One was like a little mini safari. The other one was like a regular safari on Johannesburg safari area. And the one who took us there, he showed us the elephants. He took us to the elephants, and he called himself an elephant whisperer. And we were like just at the right distance from them, so as not to freak them out and to give them space. And it was like, and he told us what they were going to do before they actually did it. And it was just great. And they we watched them go to the watering hole with a little baby and stuff, and it was great. Yeah.
And you ain't want to go. You would have missed it. You wouldn't have a baby elephant story if you hadn't gone. Hey, look at your baby elephant story.
I know. Yeah, and our guide at the other place, he actually fed the lions and everything while we were there. And so we were able to get really close up pictures of the lions and everything. And it was cool. It was cool. It was totally safe. We felt totally safe and everything. And he knew exactly what he was doing. He knew there were like little gates where the different animals were on this refuge, I guess you call it. And he knew all the people at the checkpoints and everything. And it was just great. And so we, of course, we tipped him extra because he was like, we want to do this for everybody, which I don't know if that's true or not. But
you guys are on a private one, so
and plus you with the real South Africa, and they
we thought that too, that maybe because it was private, it was just us, because we would go there and other people would be waiting to get on the truck for the safari, and they were like just different groups of people coming together, but we had our own. You had arrangements, so we had our own thing, and so we were on our own truck and everything. He's like, well, I don't do this for everybody and everything. And even when we were coming back after seeing the animals, he took us through this area where there was a lot of vegetation. He was like, what is that? He stopped, he got out, he got a piece for us so we could see it up close and everything, because he knew what it was and he wanted us to see it. And I was like, wow, that was really, it was something. We had a great time.
So sometimes when you travel, you just got to do it proper.
Right. Right. And talk about proper. One thing I wanted to do was to get some Wagyu steak while I was there, because I knew South Africa, they had Japanese Wagyu. South African had their own Wagyu, and then they imported Australian Wagyu. And
Did you get it? I don't remember.
Huh?
Did you get it? I don't remember.
Oh yeah. That's the second night I was there, and when my brother came in, and he said, "Oh yeah, I want to go," And so we went, and and they it was so nice. It was on Mandela Square, the restaurant on Mandela Square. And so I picked it out on the menu, and he said, "Oh, well, come back with me." And we walked toward the back of the place, and they showed me the steak. The guy brought it out. He's like, "How thick do you want it?" So I got to choose the thickness of it, and he said, "Well, how do you want it cooked?" And I told the chef how I wanted it cooked and everything, and what do you want with it, and everything. And I did that, and it's really expensive here in the US to get Wagyu, but I got that. We had another entree, appetizers, wine, and it was only about like $100 that we spent on the meal, me and my brother.
But that was just the steak, right? The steak was just $100.
No. Everything. We were just amazed. We were amazed.
Well, hold on now. You could have went down to Ruth Chris down there and
No.
Don't you even start. Don't you start.
Was that Chinatown? I think that's where it is.
Yeah, it's right down there near. As I walk down toward the White House, there's a Ruth Chris down that way. I think on 15th Street. But yeah, no. I've been to that one too. It was like nothing like it. It's like, that's like fake meat compared to what we had in South Africa. My brother was like, "Oh wow, this is so flavorful. I think this is the most flavorful steak I've ever had." I said, "That's Wagyu."
The whole thing.
Yeah.
He was like, "You thought I wouldn't?" Yeah.
Well, I don't know what you think this was.
And a whole bottle of wine. What is you talking about?
Yeah, we just had a fantastic time. We did. Yeah, we ate. So I ate at that restaurant. I ate at another restaurant, an Asian themed restaurant on Mandela Square. We went to the Mall of Africa, and I ate at a restaurant there. I forget the name of the restaurant, but I think you had some other people who ate at that restaurant also. But that was everywhere we went. It was just great. It was, I'm sure there are places where the food isn't that great in South Africa, but we didn't find it. We didn't find it.
Yeah, I haven't found it yet.
Yeah. And this group of expats that we met and met up with for brunch on Sunday, the first Sunday we got there, it was at I think it's a place called Chef Bamba, and they had impala and stuff like that. And so I was just trying everything because I want to see what everything tastes like. And they had it out, and the chef would just cook it for you. And he said, "Well, how do you want it?" And I said, "I don't know. It's the first time I've had it." He said, "I'll cook it for you like we cook it for us." And so he cooked it for me like that. Yeah, and it was great. I had a great time.
All kinds of meat. You don't even know what you ate.
I don't really. I was like, when I got back to my table, I was like, I don't remember if this or what is what.
It was saucy and it tastes good. It was saucy.
It did.
Sound like you miss South Africa a little bit.
You think so? You think?
A little bit. Just a tad.
I can't wait till
it'll be here for you. And like I said,
I can't wait till I get back there. Yeah.
The funny thing about SA, we've been here so long. Like I forgot where we went. We just went to Rosebank because we wanted to go see, that little documentary that Luther Vandross did. They did for him. Anyway, they did a documentary and they were showing it in Rosebank. So we went over there, and they got like new stores. There's always something changing. So there'll always be new things as you leave, come back 6 months, it'll be new stuff. You're like, oh, let me go try that. And or it might be a new chef that came in town. He has a new restaurant. Let's go try that. And it's crazy. So they do a lot of things around food. They do a lot of events and a lot of stuff around food. So it's a foodie town. Cape Town and Joburg. I think Cape Town a little bit more, but Joburg is right behind them. But again, Joburg is better than most of the world.
I think it is anyway. I do.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah.
So, say again?
I was like,
Oh, okay. So So what would you? Here you are. You a veteran of South Africa now. You came and ate the wagyu and drunk the wine and so forth. So these
Yeah.
people out here who are on the fence, who's making their reservations at Ruth Chris tonight and okay,
Look at his
In
face.
Monaco, no.
yeah, and then
Delmonico.
yeah, and they're doing all that. Would you advise them to come to South Africa? Would you say,
Oh
man,
yeah. If you're gonna go, if you have plans to go outside of the country, you want to take a really nice, relaxing vacation, go around where you're going to be appreciated. You're not going to be looked over for that European couple that's behind you, stuff like that.
yeah,
And where the people are nice, the food is great. You don't have to watch out for the water or anything like that. Take the trip. I would say take the trip to South Africa. Some people were complaining about, the flight is long, but the flights they take care of you, especially if you are flying a non-US airline. They will take
Yeah.
care of you. They will give
yes,
you wine. They will give you food.
they give you
They
whatever
turn
you
down the
want.
lights when it's time to sleep. They turn it up when it's that, and they acclimate you to wherever it is that you're going. So that
Yeah,
me anyway. So when I get off the plane, I'm ready to go. So I don't think that a long plane flight really is a factor. Really, I mean, you
yeah,
get to get up and walk around, and you don't have to fly first class to have a if you have a long trip either. I've flown all over the place. I really don't. Well, I don't really don't care about first class or anything like that because I'm sleeping most of the time on the plane.
yeah, exactly.
So I'm sleep most of the time. But yeah, they really take care of you, and it's before you know it, it's you're there. And I think that once you get there, it's just going to be incredible. I've talked to at least one of my friends who have been to South Africa, and we're like in total agreement. He was asking me, "What did you think of the food?" And he was like, "Mhm." "What did you think about this?" Yeah. Yeah, it's great. It's a great experience, and the only thing is that once you get there and you experience it, you're probably going to want to move there. So
Yes, yeah,
yeah,
yes,
probably going to want to move there. And the thing I liked about what you guys do is that you allow for people to come and visit
that's
as a vacation. You allow people to come there to visit, to scout out for possible stay, and you have a little booklet with steps. When I got it, I was like, "Oh wow, there's steps." It's like, do this, do that. Number one,
yeah,
number two, number three, where you can make a nice and easy transition. So I just say to anybody who's on the fence, just go. You'll love it. I know everybody wants to go to Ghana and everything, and Ghana's really nice. Um,
hmm
but South Africa, I've been to Ghana and South Africa. I just love South Africa, Johannesburg in particular. I haven't
yeah,
gone to Cape Town, and
Ooh.
after, huh?
I said, "Ooh, well, I will. We will talk after you visit Cape Town because I love Joburg, obviously, but I want to see your thoughts on Cape Town when you visit. And I know you're going to come this year, so I'm not concerned."
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm planning to come back this year, and I'll let you know when I'm in country.
I
Yeah.
hope. Please do. Please
Uh-huh.
do.
And the person who was taking care of our trip, I think she's from in the Western Cape, right?
She's
mhm.
in the Western Cape. Yeah.
Yeah. So I go there. I can even reach out to her. So
Yep.
yeah.
Life life is good. Life is
It
good.
is. It is.
Okay.
It will be once I move.
Let's talk about that piece for a minute. Let's talk about the moving piece. Because some people call us and they call us and they're like, I just want to move. Just give me some tips so I can just move.
Mhm.
And I think it's unfair to themselves to just thinking that you're just going to pop in and just do it. When I think it's much better or makes more sense to come on a visit, because I always tell people, listen, just if you come on a 10-day visit, your motivation factor to do everything you're supposed to do, like everything you need to do to move, you're going to do it because you came here, you ate the Wagyu beef, you did all the stuff. Of course, now you're going to do everything, because we've found that people who just want to move here, who don't know anything, and they come here and they're like, well, let me just get some, I'm trying to save some money, so let me get a loaf of bread, let me get some bologna, let me get a small little place to stay. They're not experiencing South Africa properly. They're not motivated. They're not going to do. So then anytime South Africa pushes back, meaning that, okay, we require this, we require that, they start acting like a hit dog. They're like, oh, I don't want to do all that because I'm from America. I don't want to do that. And we find that those are the ones that obviously make videos and then they end up going back to the States like South Africa did them wrong. And the fact is, they never actually engaged South Africa properly the first time. But if they did, like you're motivated to do what. If South Africa says, hey, this is what you need to do to be here, you'll be like, yes, I do want that Wagyu beef. Yes. You'll do what you have to do, just like we did. We were required to do certain things to be here. Now that we're here and I tell people all the time, there's levels to this thing, and we have ascended the levels, and then we get there and there's more levels. So we do a lot of stuff simply because we're here.
I've watched your YouTubes where you talk about that, and actually that's the reason why I reached out and I really wanted to do it, because my original plan was, okay, when I retire and I move abroad, you can stay there for 90 days. I'll just stay there for 90 days, and then go down the list of my destinations that I'm looking to as possibilities and stay 90 days there, and then make a decision. But that's like years away. I'll be so much older by then. And so I took to heart what you all were saying about come visit several times before you go ahead and you actually move and settle and put your roots down in South Africa. Come and check it out. You will love it, but then you'll do everything that you need to do to be successful and happy in the place where you settle. Yeah,
that was perfect. That's perfect.
That's better than how I said it.
I know, he said it beautifully.
Yeah. He must be with the State Department or something. I don't know.
He's.
I don't know. Anyway, I'm sorry. We was having a conversation.
You can send me a check later.
Gotcha, let's give him a credit.
I know. Give him credit.
Okay.
Give me a discount on my next trip there.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah. But Wayne, that's all we have. Do you have anything that you want to add, or you have any questions of us before we get out of here?
I don't think so. And well, I know that you all are expanding into like Zimbabwe.
Yes,
and,
that thing.
I don't know if you're going through Mozambique or not. I don't know, but I recall Zimbabwe with the Victoria Falls trip. Yeah. You're taking people to the Cape. I'm not sure of other places that you might be taking people to, but I like that. I like that because like Tanzania was one place I looked at as a possibility for possibly moving abroad. That came down on my list. But I like the idea that if I do want to travel, I come to the South Africa, I do want to go other places, that you all are a resource for that as well. I even see that on your website, that if I come, like if I just come with a buddy and we're just there for a few days, but I see on your website, if I want to take a trip to X place, for 5 days or 3 days or something like that. Yeah. It's like an add-on that I could just pay for that portion of the thing, reach out to you guys to have that happen. I think that's you all are just great. For it's like, because I when I first saw your YouTube, I was like, oh, what is this? And it's like, you all are us. You all are, even from the region that I'm from in DC area, it's like, yeah, you all are just incredible. You have an incredible service. People need to realize it, and I don't even know how I actually found out about you guys. It was just during my research I found you guys, but yeah, people need to spread the word. I know Philip Scott is spreading the word. Yeah, and that, I mean, kudos to you guys for that relationship that you're building there. But yeah, it's just like I just don't know what else to say. It's just like you're really missing out if you don't go, and see it. Even if you're not planning to move there, just to visit.
Yes.
Yeah, you'll have a fantastic time.
I love that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
All right.
We appreciate you, Wayne, for putting out this good beef scenario for us, because we was all worried about this Wagyu.
I know.
But now we know it's safe.
It's safe to eat.
and so forth. And hopefully we will see you here in South Africa real soon.
Absolutely.
All right, good night.
Bye-bye. Take care.
All right, thanks. Guys, that was amazing. Like I said, he gave out a good testimonial of what happened to him when he got back and what's on his mind still, because it's been a few months since
he's only thinking about Wagyu beef.
I know, but he's probably thinking about a bunch of different things as well.
He's just
some of the things he saw, there was some things he probably couldn't say.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Everybody has their personal journey, but you will find that here in South Africa. Things that you don't think is going to happen to you will happen. Is like I said, it's happened to us too. And just like he said, at some point, we're not like sitting here saying, oh, we're going to relocate you, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. We're not going to do that, because you kind of said, I can literally give you do everything. And if you're not motivated to do, you're going, oh, why do I got to do that?
No.
Because in America, and then that automatically severs you from everything, because at some point you're not moving into America, you're moving here in South Africa. But once you come on these tours, especially the tours that we put together, we do it proper, we want everything to go well, then people are always coming to us, hey, I'm thinking about moving over there. I don't want to let this go. This is nice. Especially if you never felt it before.
Yeah.
But there are those that haven't felt it before and think, oh,
I could just move.
Yeah, or better yet, it's no big deal.
No,
it's no big deal for the person who hadn't been here. That's facts. But those who have come here on trips, they're like, you know what? This is a bit much. I need to start bringing my family.
Yeah.
I need to do whatever I need to do to get here. And we really appreciate those who trusted us in this process to come to South Africa and follow our instructions or itineraries, and they come. Is there anything else you want to say, Tasha?
Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you guys here in sunny South Africa.
This is Mark Blanton, and this is
Dr. Latasha Blanton from the Real South Africa Travel and Tourism.
And we have amazing packages to Johannesburg, Cape Town, and Durban. So we would like to see you guys here. All you have to do is just go to our website, therealsouthafrica.com, and we'll make sure that your trip here is amazing.
See you here in sunny South Africa.
All right, guys, join us in South Africa on this special tour that we're putting together for you guys. Those of us who like great spas, luxe experiences, great food, great venues, like top-notch everything, this tour is for you. They're not too different than our regular tours that we normally do to Johannesburg, Cape Town, but this one is going to be extra special because you're going to get a chance to meet the chefs. You're going to get a chance to just chill out. And of course, there's going to be a lot of shopping involved. So just go to our website, therealsouthafrica.com, and you too could be chilling in South Africa. And if you've never been to South Africa or you've never been to Africa, well, this is the perfect time for you to book that trip to make sure everything is taken care of, because we take care of your transportation, we take care of your hotels, your lodging, we take care of all your venues where you're going to eat. I mean, this is a no-brainer. It's the easiest way to travel, and to travel proper is to have everything selected for you, sorted, so you can have an amazing time. So all I can say is book this trip, and of course, go to our website, and you're going to have the most amazing time possible. See you in sunny South Africa. All right, guys, the real estate tour for 2025, it has been set. We're going to Durban. Durban is amazing, as you can see. A lot of coastal villages, a lot of coastal property that you're going to be able to see right there on the Indian Ocean. We're going to be having a lot of events while you guys are there. Just like the 2024 trip, they were surprised of how organized and how well it was, and that they had access to property, and you're going to be able to have access to property as well. So if you ever thought about having property in sunny South Africa, this is your chance. I would say book this trip immediately, come through. Of course, we have payment plans and so forth. And of course, we have a lot of content on our YouTube channel talking about what they did in 2024 and in 2023 and in 2022. So I would say for you guys that are interested, come to sunny South Africa Real Estate Tour.
Imagine a place where your history comes alive and your future unfolds. Welcome to South Africa, where Black excellence meets natural wonder. From the vibrant streets of Johannesburg to the sun-kissed beaches of Durban, a journey of discovery awaits. The Real South Africa Travel and Tourism understands your journey. Because it's our journey too, we've curated experiences that speak to the Black American soul, ensuring your trip is not just a vacation, but a homecoming. From safaris that bring you face-to-face with majestic wildlife, to wine tours in the lush Cape winelands, we offer adventures that cater to every taste and interest. So why are Black Americans flocking to South Africa? Because here we don't just visit, we belong. Book your unforgettable journey today with the Real South Africa Travel and Tourism. Discover your roots, embrace your future. The Real South Africa awaits.
All right, guys, this is Mark Edward Blanton from the Real South Africa. And guess what? Our visa services is back. We're going to be helping you guys with visas because we all know that it can be problematic to get a visa here in the Republic of South Africa. So what we have done, we partnered with a big company that will assist us, and we've checked them out. We recommend that their services are very, very proper. Of course, we go with proper here in the Republic of South Africa, and they can assist you. So if you have questions about, do I qualify for a visa? Then that's when we have our consult. You get a consult with these guys. They will literally go through everything with you. And my expectations is for you to ask all the questions that you need to ask so you will know exactly which way to proceed. So they work in every arena of immigrations. So it would definitely help us who are looking to migrate to the Republic of South Africa. And all I can say is first, come on a trip, of course. And once you come on a trip, then you will be motivated to do all the work that needs to happen for you guys to come to South Africa properly. So all I can say is this is a great team. This is a great situation. All I can say is, again, reach out to us at outreach@therealsouthafrica.com. We will respond to you, and then you'll get an email, and then the process has began. Okay, so we will see you guys here properly in sunny South Africa.
South Africa has partnered with the firm to give you more options for payment. Please visit our website to find out more.
Do yourself a favor. Come to South Africa. come to the Kruger and enjoy what is meant for you to enjoy. Look at this environment. Can't you see yourself enjoying yourself right here with the Real South Africa Travel and Tourism? Well, we can make it possible, and we could do this for you today. Go to our website, therealsouthafrica.com, and book, and you'll be part of something like this, something very special, something you can tell your friends and families that you did. And yes, this is Africa. This is the Africa that they do not want you to see, but we're going to show it to you, and we're going to make it available. And yes, we've been there ourselves, and we feel that this is the best experience that you can actually have here in the Republic of South Africa. So come here on safari with us. And of course, visit our website, therealsouthafrica.com. All right, guys, welcome to the Real South Africa Travel and Tourism. We are a travel company based in Johannesburg. However, we can get you to Durban because look at what you're looking at. Isn't that amazing? Can't you imagine yourself just hanging out here for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days? I'm trying to tell you, you're probably not going to want to leave like a lot of our guests from the past. However, all you have to do to come here is reach out to our website, therealsouthafrica.com, and you can come and enjoy and see what South Africa is really about. There's so much here, so much to do between the beaches, between the culture, between the food and everything else. And of course, the people here in South Africa in this place called Durban. We will see you here in sunny South Africa. It is time for a vacation, and where else would you want to go? Look at South Africa as one of the premier destinations in the world. We have Cape Town, we have Johannesburg, and of course we have Durban, and of course some of the best attractions in the world. We offer 5-star experiences here in South Africa, and of course the cultural side of South Africa as well. Contact us now here at The Real South Africa.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today. If you like what you saw, please subscribe and don't forget to hit the notifications button so you don't miss out on all things The Real South Africa. Thanks again.